Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing EB-2 NIW visa and what are the best advantages of this immigrant visa over other immigrant visas. At the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your NIW visa. Let's go. Alright guys, you know I love EB-2 NIW. We're filing a lot of cases every month. We're getting the clients on this visa absolutely almost every week. I actually take a lot of pleasure when I draft a memorandum for this visa because I know that a good memorandum that I drafted based on the evidence collected by my team when they work with you for the first 5 months of our work will get a very high chance of approval, which is over 90%. So let's talk about this visa and why I think this is a very good move and tool to use to immigrate to the States. Number one advantage is that this visa does not require an employer in the US. And you know that almost all EB immigrant visas, employment-based, require an employer. So basically someone who signs the petition for you, some business, some company, some organization. That's one of the few, and there are actually two visas, and there's another one besides this one, that does not require the employer. So basically, you may self-petition, meaning that you will be the one signing your immigrant petition. And this is great news because this makes things a lot easier. Number two, this visa comparing to others, for example, EB-1A, is much less paperwork. That sounds weird, like, okay, I will have to do everything possible to come to the US, and if I need to provide like 500 pages, I will do it. Yes. In theory, yes, but when you start working on your case, you start doing this, you know, when like on the dog, you know, that starts making those sounds. Well, because it hurts. It hurts to write so much text and be so much involved for EB-1A, when for EB-2 NIW, the things are so much better, and there is a lot of help who can help you with the business plan, with the presentation, with the recommendation letters, with the expert letters, and things like that. All right, so it's much less volume of work. Number three, it's much easier to prove that you qualify for this visa. And again, I'm comparing to EB-1A because that's a lot of paperwork, a lot of evidence, a lot of descriptions. Here's things are pretty easy. You gotta have education, bachelor's and 5 years of experience, or master's, or you have to prove that you're a person of exceptional ability. Like, for example, you have more than 10 years of experience in your specialty. You gotta have some license. Maybe you are a member of professional organization. Maybe you contributed something in the field and things like that. It's not like proving that you have an award with a national recognition, like one of the criteria in EB-1A. Here's things are much easier. So the requirement of how deep you need to go into proving things in EB-2 NIW is much less than, for example, EB-1A. Number four, a lot of you just don't qualify for any other visa. So there is no choice. If you're a good professional in your field and you have the education and you have some proposed endeavor, some proposed project that will be in the national interest of the States. And what are those projects? If you're an engineer, if you're a doctor, if you're IT specialist, if you deal with the ecology, if you deal with the tornado, whatever that is, if you're a chemist and you want to continue your research here in the US, EB-2 NIW is the visa for you. Just last week, we got an approval for our Israeli client who is a civil engineer. He's the one who goes to the construction and proposes how to do the infrastructure for the building, like the pipes, the wires, and everything else. We got an approval 2 weeks ago for a client from Russia who is doing the optimization in the production. He goes to the production, to the manufacturer, and he proposes how to make it better, how to modernize it, automate it, and things like that. 2 weeks ago, we also got an approval for a client from engineer from Belarus. He's a biomedical engineer, and he's making his own prosthesis And prosthesis is when somebody loses a limb, like a hand, an arm, or a leg, they connect those artificial devices. So he's the one who's doing those devices, and we got him approval just like this. We actually got a record a couple of weeks ago when we got approval for EB-2 NIW for 1 day, guys. Yes, expedited processing is up to 45 days, but because we prepared the petition so well, that petition got approved for 1 day. What was the project? It's for IT engineer, IT software engineer, who is working on the platform that connects the investors and the sellers of illiquid real estate. That's the platform where they collect all these illiquid properties for the investors to buy and flip them, okay, repair and sell. Real good example of national interest. And make sure, if you're an IT person, it's not that your code or whatever you're doing is in the national interest of the US. It's the outcome of that coding, okay? Maybe platform, maybe website, maybe application, whatever that is. There's so many things that can happen with project in the national interest of the states, and it's very important to understand. It's not the existing project, although that could be the case sometimes, but the law is clear. It says the proposed project. You propose what you're going to be doing here in the US. And it's very important to understand that for immigration officer to approve your petition, he needs to see not only your education and a good proposed project and a national interest, but you are well positioned to implement this project. And how are you well positioned? Well, you have done it in the past. So the best place to look for your proposed project is look what you've been doing the past 5 years. What are you doing right now? And convert your experience, your projects to do something you will be doing here in the future. I feel like ninja, guys, like just slicing those laws for you, okay? Just to make sure you understand the advantages of this beautiful program. And if you're a good professional, and this is mantra for every day, just wake up in the morning, and those tips from Stanislav. You wake up in the morning and you say to yourself 10 times, I'm a good professional in my field, so I can get an approval for EB-2 NIW. If you do it for 6 months straight while you're working with my team and myself on my strategy, the chances of approval of your case goes from 90% to 95%, I promise you, okay? So do it every day. Of course, you have to work with us and you will be golden. Now, if you want to know if you have a chance, if you have the initial qualification for your case, you can get a free evaluation from myself. How to get it done? Very easy. You go down below this video and find the link, free evaluation EB-2 NIW. You click on the link, you go to the website, you answer all the questions that I prepared for you. Yes, you spent 15 minutes for that, but within 48 hours, I will get back to you and I will let you know if you have a case for EB-2 NIW, how strong your case is, and maybe even alternatives for your case. Maybe I say, hey, let's look at the talent visa or let's look at the business visa. So make sure you do this very simple step. And if I see that you have the initial qualification and you have the potential, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where in 2 phases, you meet with a data manager, then you meet with me, and I will create the written strategy of filing your immigration petition. And you will also get the grade of your case, what you need to get to improve your case, and the list of documents. All right? This is very complex, very deep process, and it has no analog in the world. Only my company is doing this for the immigration purposes. Make sure you press the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel because this is the best content for immigration purposes, for talent visas, NIW, business and investment visas. Also comment and ask questions, and definitely follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post the unique content on those 2 platforms as well. And the links are below this video. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.